You've got invoices to chase. You open Claude and you ask for help. It writes you a follow-up email, a pretty good one too, but it doesn't know which client is late. It doesn't know the amount or the last time you reached out to this client. So you still open PayPal or QuickBooks, Square, Stripe, whatever you use. You find the late one, pull the numbers, rewrite the email with the real details. Send it yourself. There's a version of Claude that does all of that for you. It goes into PayPal, finds who's late, reads your email history, drafts the follow-up with real names, real amounts, real dates, and then stops because it will wait for you to say go ahead before it does anything. If you hired someone to do all of this, an assistant, a bookkeeper, someone to run your Monday mornings, you'd pay $5,000 a month, guaranteed. This is $20. That's what I'm showing you today. I'm Tracy, and this is Claude for small business. Two things before we get into it. This is a completely new Claude account. I actually tried to film this on my account first, and Claude already knew too much about my business. It had my memory and custom instructions. So all of it was already in there. So you would have been watching a version that's been set up for me specifically, not what you get on day one. So I wanted you to see exactly what it produces out of the box without any personalization at all. This is also not a new version of Claude. It's a plugin. It lives inside Claude Cowork, which is the task automation side. So it actually does things rather than just answer questions. Also, you need a pro plan to access it. First, you need to download the Claude desktop app because it actually has Cowork in it. You cannot use this on the browser at this point in time. And I want to mention, this space is moving fast. The specific tasks and tools you see in this video may look different by the time you watch it. Anthropic updates this constantly, but the principles don't change. Connect your tools, run a task, approve before anything moves forward. That part stays the same no matter what version you're on. Once you're in, go to the left sidebar, hit Customize, then Plugins, Browse, search Small Business. It's built by Anthropic, and hit Install. It's one click. That's the whole install. Now, quick definition so everything makes sense. Think of it this way. This is a plugin, and this plugin is the thing you just installed, and what it gave you is two things, skills and connectors. A skill is a pre-built job. Someone already figured out all the steps. Claude just runs them. There's chase my overdue invoices. Give me a Monday morning business check-in. Write me a job post. You don't figure out any of that out. You just ask for it, and you got 31 of those. And then a connector is what lets Claude automatically talk to your other tools. On its own, Claude has no idea what's in your PayPal or your Gmail. A connector is the bridge. You give it permission once, and now Claude can reach in and read what it needs. You get 12 of those. So what just landed in your account is 31 skills and 12 connectors. You can manage any of these, edit them, turn them off, uninstall if you want. I don't think you'll want to though. Before you run anything, two quick settings. Check your model first. Opus is at the top of the list. Don't use it for this. It will burn through your usage limits really fast. Stay on Sonnet. Then check the permission setting. It should default to ask before acting and leave it there. There is an option to let it run without asking, and I wouldn't do that until you know exactly what you're doing. You want to see every step before it moves on right now. Now we're going to type /SMB onboard and run it. And if you're ever not sure what something does, just look in the tooltip and it will tell you exactly what that particular prompt will do or command will do. And this is the onboarding process. Right now it's thinking, it's reading a bunch of stuff. It's probably searching files to see if I have anything. The first thing it tells me is no tools connected. And it says it's going to take about 15 to 20 minutes. And by the end of this onboarding session, it will know my business. Then it asks me, what are your biggest day-to-day headaches? I'm going to say following up on invoices, marketing to previous clients, cash flow visibility. Comes back and it tells me to prioritize my accounting and my customer tools. I let it know I use PayPal and HubSpot for this demo. And right away it says, let's start connecting these tools so it can pull all the information. So now I'm connecting HubSpot with just a click on connect. And then we're signing into HubSpot and we're just doing all the verification you normally would do when you sign in. It will open a new browser window. It will want me to log into HubSpot. Now make sure you scroll down to Connect App on one of the screens. And then after that, a pop-up window to get back to the Claude desktop app will show up, and just click on Open. I ask what's next, and it goes into HubSpot and pulls the information. It tells me what it can do and then asks what type of business I run and how many employees. It starts to ask more questions about what business tools or apps I use, and then how would I like to check in, daily, weekly, or just when I ask. So now it's set up a bit of a profile from all of this. And it asks me if anything doesn't look right to update it. And once I check over the profile and I say, yes, this looks like it's right, it goes and saves it. And it says that every skill now will know my business based on this profile. Now it wants to connect PayPal next. And we just go through the same process. Click on connect, log into your PayPal on your browser, then click any of the agreements or connection buttons, then click open in the pop-up window to get back to the desktop app. Now I'm going to enter daily check-in as it's suggested, and it starts pulling all this information. I'm going to click on allow for this task, and this is crazy how much business information it's pulling in. Totally fantastic. But I think I'm going to connect all the tools I want now so I don't have to do it again. And it's all the exact same process. I'll fast forward through this. Okay, everything you just saw, the download, the installation, the setup, and then the connecting tools took what? 15 minutes, if that. And now I'm going to show you what it can do out of the box without you giving it any information outside of what it asks you for. Okay, so just keep that in mind as you watch. It's getting to know your business and watch how much it can do out of the box. And 2 questions to think about. Does Claude train on your business data? No, Anthropic does not train their models on your business data. Your PayPal numbers, your client emails, your pipeline, sales pipeline, none of it. I'll link to the Trust Center in the description so you can read more about it. And then, is your data safe? Claude respects the permissions you've already set in each tool. If an employee can't see something in Gmail or your DocuSign today, they can't see it through Claude either. You can also see exactly which tool Claude is touching before anything runs. And by default, you approve every action before it moves forward on it. So hopefully that makes you feel better. All my tools are connected, and now I'm getting a pretty good idea of what my business looks like right now. But let's go and check out some of the other skills. Okay, the first one I'm going to do is the business pulse. So we're going to enter /business pulse, or you can pick it from the list. You can see the definition if you want to know exactly what it's bringing in. And it's going to have my PayPal balance, my invoices, my sales pipeline, all in one page, which is pretty cool. You can see it's giving me an overview. It's giving my cash and finance snapshot. It's giving me some priorities, my revenue and sales, my pipeline, what I need to do this week, what I should be watching for, some priorities. Amazing. To me, this is amazing. And then it shows you where it pulled the information. So I could save this file or put it in my Slack, but I want to try Invoice Chase. And this one shows you which invoices you need to follow up on. So it's also showing me the thought process and what tools it's going to access. And it's highlighting an invoice that I should follow up on. It's giving me exactly how long. It's giving me a tone, whether this is, a repeat offender. It writes me an email to follow up with this person, and I say, yeah, let's send it, which it will, to my Gmail, but it won't send it out of my Gmail. I have to do that. Those are some of the guardrails. So let's go look at my Google Gmail and see if it's in there. And there you go. How easy is that? So you have a tone where it will let you know good payers get a gentle nudge from my email, maybe repeat late payers get a firmer one. It reads their payment history and just automatically. And you would never do that manually for every invoice, which is the point of this. So now we're going to go to call list. This is / call list. So this is going through some of my tools, HubSpot, my Gmail, my calendar, and deciding who I should be calling, what potential clients or customers I should be investing my time with. It gives me the list. It gives me some talking points. And then it suggests the times in my calendar that it should block off so that I could do these phone calls. So I just asked it to add it to my calendar. I didn't want it to add records to my HubSpot because these are all demo accounts. But I do want to show you that it added it to my calendar. And I'm never touching these tools. Claude is touching all of them. And there you go. It's being added to my calendar. The next one I'm going to do is Customer Pulse. And this checks across all these connected tools for anything that signals a problem with the client relationship. So it's saying that I've got no negative customer signals detected this month. And then it gave me some things that I actually should do this week that will help my business. Specific, actionable. And remember, every one of these prompts is a /. You don't write instructions, you just pick the process and it runs. Now I want to schedule the Monday brief. So how do I do that? Well, I just ask Claude and it schedules it for me. Make sure you're clicking on the buttons that it asks you to do. And it says that it will now run the Monday brief every Monday at 7 a.m. And if you can look on the left side under schedule, and you'll see the actual scheduled task. So I'm going to run it right now. There is a little warning saying that this task is running during peak time, so my usage will be higher. And so we could just tell Claude to change it to 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that. Now it's pulling in all the information, and this is going to be my Monday morning brief that I'll get every Monday morning. So I'm going to ask it now if that morning brief can be a live artifact. And what that will do is I'll be able to see it not in the chat window, but actually as a dashboard. So something I can look at all the time. It says that's a good idea. It will pull fresh data every time you open it. So it's going to build it right now. There you go. It shows me exactly what it's done. It's also pinned it to the sidebar. So under scheduled, I can see my Monday morning brief, but I also see the Monday morning brief under pinned. So I can easily click on it to see it right away. Now, the next thing I do is this is all my business. So what else would it suggest? And it's giving me a couple of things I should be doing this week. High impact, low effort. All stuff that's going to help me keep my business organized and helping me be more successful. Now, I also want to make sure that all that good stuff that it created with the business pulse was sent to my Slack channel, or I could set up Google Drive and have it sent to my Google Drive. All I do is ask it to do it, and it does it. Now, there is a couple more I just want to check out, and so stay with me. And if you're enjoying this, subscribe so I know that this is the type of content you want. I think I should know what's going on with my cash. So let's go check out the cash flow snapshot. It says it has enough information in order to do the cash flow snapshot. It also says, do I want to go into Claude Code to go further? I'm just going to click out no. I'm going to scroll through this. I'm going to click on view your cash flow snapshot, and I can see it in a way that I'm used to. And just so you know, I'm speeding all of this up. This does take a little bit more time, but overall, it's saving you so much time. Pretty amazing, right? Well, let's say you had to post a job. That has a lot of moving parts. So you need to figure out what the job is, what your offer is. You got to think of the interview. What do you want to ask? What type of questions? Well, we're just going to add the job post builder. So it just asks me a couple of questions. It asks me the format I want. And I just enter the information. So it asks me the actual job, and it goes out and researches what's going on with those type of jobs in my area. Right now it's compacting because the chat window has gotten too big, and so it needs to summarize some of the information that we've been going back and forth with. So I just have to wait for that to do that, and then we'll move on. So now I have the job post, I have an interview guide, and I actually have even the offer letter. Again, it's pretty good. And I only gave the information. And now I have everything. Again, I can save this to a Google Drive. I could send this to Slack. I could email it to other people in my company. So you really see how helpful that can be for you. Okay, and the last one is going to be the Canva Creator. And this one actually took quite a while. When I mean while, I mean minutes. But I can't show you all of it because it would just take too long. But I'll show you the beginning and then I'll show you the end. So the Canva Creator does a lot. It does a brief, it does a calendar, it does designs, it can do captions, and it can schedule into HubSpot right now. You tell it what you're selling and where you want it to show up. Instagram, Facebook, your email list. It decides what to post, which days to post it, how many posts to make. Then it goes into Canva and makes the actual images. Not suggestions, the images, and it gives you 4 of them. It gives you options. Then it writes the captions for each one. Then it puts everything into a schedule in HubSpot. It puts it in, dated, queued, ready to go. Nothing publishes until you say so. So this is the one skill. You describe the things you want to sell and it creates the marketing for you. I don't use HubSpot, so I'm not going to schedule it out, but there is a Facebook Business Suite option if you use Facebook a lot. So there's back and forth. It interviews me, what services I want to promote, where I want to promote this stuff, making sure it's getting all the details for what I want to do here. Then it builds out the campaign, tells me the days, what I'm going to do, and then it questions me again on my offer, whether I want to have a booking link, things like that. Now it's going to go and create the visuals for this campaign. And I did have a problem because originally I connected this Canva to Canva free, and it came back and said it couldn't use Canva free. So I connected it to my pro account, but it kept sending me back to my free account. So the bottom line is you can use this with Canva free. You do not need a pro account. And if you have problems, if you have multiple accounts, just disconnect one and it will work. Okay, so it's done 8 designs and 4 options for each. It's gone back and forth. And look at what it hands back, a full document, every post, every date, every caption, clickable links straight to the designs in Canva, already built, ready for you to go in and edit if you want to. And then it flags things that I didn't give it or that I haven't filled in yet, my call to action. And had I had that in my other stuff, it would have just pulled that out, like my booking page or whatever I want people to click. And that's it. That's the only thing it needed for me that it couldn't get itself. Everything else, what to post, when to post, what it looks like, what it says, it handled. So take the time to play with it, have some fun, use the tools that your business uses every day, and I swear you're going to love this. Oh, and one more thing. At the time I'm recording this, you can't add connectors beyond the 12 that come with the install. That may change, but right now 12 is what you have. There can be workarounds if there's certain connectors that you need or certain tools you need or would like to have with a small business, I'll do a different video on that, on workarounds, but most likely they'll start populating this. I just want to remind you, if you ever want to see what type of permissions each connector has, make sure you go to Customize, Connectors, and then just click on any of the connectors to see the type of permissions you've allowed. Finance, sales, marketing, operations, hiring. That's what you just watched. Every part of running a business in one tool. What makes this different from just asking Claude a question is everything is already there. Your tools are connected. Claude knows what to look for. You describe what you want done and it works through it, and it makes sure it gets your approval before moving forward. For anyone running a small business and doing this manually, probably after your normal workday, this is what $20 a month does when you know how to set it up. And again, this demo is completely out of the box. Before I've turned on memory, before I've given it a business brief, before any of the setup work. And if you want to see what that looks like, how to set up Claude so it knows more about you and the personalization and customization, check out my video there. And thank you for watching.